happened in the evening when you started to fade away. Now my heart says you're leaving. I hope to see you again someday. Why did it have to happen? Why did it end this way? You know I miss you every moment. Doesn't matter if it's night, doesn't matter if it's day. I can't stop the pain inside. This is a last goodbye.
President Trump has restored the idea of America.
Keep America great! Exclamation point.
The Dow Jones made history today, closing over 26,000 points for the first time.
This is a standout report.
He's going to bring all these jobs back. Well, how exactly are you going to do that? What magic wand do you have?
Hand me down the walking cane. Hand me down my hat. I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. The collusion delusion is over. You're fake news. Unbelievable. So dishonest.
Mr. President. Mr. President. Pardon me, ma'am. Mr. President. Mr. President, are you...
That's enough. Put down the mic. So much winning. Everything he does.
Every day is NASCAR.
Seems to come out right.
Donald Trump, keeper of promises.
And all it means is just keeping time. Around the world, did he learn that? Oh, Lord. Oh, help get away. I am with you. I will fight for you. And I will win for you. America is winning again. You're helping November 3rd, 2020. Can you believe? It's right around the corner. So you ready? Let's go. Let me hear it. Make America great again. Thank you, Texas. Thank you. Goodbye, Hillary. Bye. Because you'd be in jail.
Okay, welcome aboard. Thank you for the diamond, Neil. Hey, Neil. Lady First Aider, Hot Rod Girl. Welcome all. I'm waiting for my co-host. Today's co-host is Kimmy Jong-un. Why censored? Hopefully she pops in here shortly. But we'll get going with a Walkaway video right away. Today's Super Tuesday. Thank you. Thank you for the ice creams. We like ice creams. Thank you. We're going to jump right into a Walkaway video here today. And hopefully Kimmy sees the meeting invite. Sandra had to take today off. She had some personal issues to take care of. So she will be back on Thursday. And like I said, today's fill-in co-host. Hey, RM Johns, welcome aboard. Today's fill-in co-host is Kimmy. Yes, liven up, Kimmy. You're late. Thank you, UK. We got some good videos here from the Walkaway, too. I found a couple good ones for today's show. And we're going to talk about Super Tuesday, but I need a host to talk about Super Tuesday with. So while I work the controls, but we'll get going with the Walkaway. I found some pretty good ones today. Let's check them out. Video. There we go. Where is the first one I saw? First one is I couldn't stand Trump. Now I'm on the Trump train. Interesting. probably couldn't stand Trump based on what the media told him, but we'll find out. We'll see how it's going. Hey, David 666-1369. See, I'm getting used to that.
Hi, this is my Walkaway story. My name is Melissa. I live in Michigan. I'm a wife, a mother, and a business owner. I make truck tarps for semis. I voted Democrat most of my whole life just because the politicians that I would actually pay attention to appealed to me. They said what I wanted to hear, so that's why I mainly voted Democrat. Yes, I voted for Obama twice. It's hard to admit, but back then I didn't really pay much attention to politics. 2016, I found out Trump was running. Never could stand the man. Hated his show. Thought he was a dinkus of some sort. Actually was pretty excited when I heard Hillary was running because I thought Bill Clinton did a really good job, and my husband and I both were excited. Then, funny thing is with the internet, you can start to do your own research and your own investigating. Yeah, I started to put two and two together on the whole Clintons, the mainstream media, and realized I've been duped. The more I started paying attention to Donald Trump and the more I started listening to what he had to say, I truly believed his heart was in the right place. He was for the country, and he had my vote. And ever since then, I've been on the Trump train. I've been a MAGA, loving America, and probably will never vote Democrat again. I'm so glad I walked away, and I'm so glad I wised up. And just a bit of advice, if you ever really sit back and look at the whole big picture of the events going on, and you start to see the pattern of the left and the Democrats and how they freak out on the littlest things, that should be your first clue. What the heck is going on? Why are they so over the top? Do your research. Figure out what's going on. It's only for the country's best interest. Thank you, and peace on, America.
Yes, they freak out on the littlest thing. We can see that now with coronavirus, right? It's a big freak out in the mainstream media and the Democrats. Correct? We got that going on right now. We're all going to die again, right? Yeah, liven up, Kimmy. You're late. Yeah, we got a big freak out over the coronavirus right now in the mainstream media. Yes, it's unfortunate that a few people have passed away from the coronavirus, but 8,500 plus have passed away from the flu. Not one peep out of the mainstream media. That's right, Hot Rod Girl. Everyone is awake and walking away. I'm a walkaway Democrat. See, there you go. Wow, we got a walkaway Democrat right in the show, right now in the chat on D-Live. Well, welcome aboard, Hot Rod Girl. I think we have to have you do a walkaway video for us so that we can show everybody why you walked away. That is cool. See, we've been saying this for a few weeks now. You can't go after all Democrats. There's the liberal left, and then there are working class Democrats that we need to entice to vote down ticket to change the House and keep the Senate. Because if we don't win the House and Trump wins re-election, then it's all for nothing. It will be for at least 2 more years. Because the House has an election every 2 years. It'll be at least 2 more years of impeachment and nothing getting done. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. We're glad to have every single Democrat that's walking away. That's why we're playing the videos. We're trying to entice people. You have to also vote red down ticket. The House has to be won. If the Republicans don't win the House, it's going to be 4 years, or at least 2, of just unbelievable. Hard to hear me? Wow. Sounds pretty loud on my end, but yeah, I can turn it up a little bit. How's that, better? Yeah, it'll be 2 more years of unbelievable impeachment. They flat out said it. Go look at the internet, Google it. Every single Democrat out there is calling for, we're going to do another impeachment. That's right, 100% red. If you don't vote red down ticket, then it's all for nothing. It'll be at least 2 more years of impeachment articles being walked through the Senate, slow walk through this over to the Senate, and another trial. It over ridiculous nothing. Hopefully you can hear that, Wayne Wiley. Welcome aboard. All right, we're going to do another Walkaway video. Hopefully Kimmy wakes up here. I think she saw the message. Hopefully she pops in here shortly. I found another good one too. I was firmly entrenched. Oh, we lost it. Where'd it go? Well, I had a good one here, and I watched it earlier, but for some reason it would not play. Okay, here's one. I walked away when I chose not to have an abortion. Interesting. Let's see what this one is. I didn't watch this one.
My name's Kelly. I'm from Arkansas. I am not a
Thank you,
Russian
Wayne.
bot. And I have already submitted a testimonial, but Brandon made it quite clear that it was imperative that we start submitting videos. So, long story short, child of the 80s, teen actually, born in the 70s. I think my cat's going to join in here. Anyway, a lot of diversity in the 80s. And Democratic Party seemed like the option for me when I was old enough to vote. Long story short, the day after my 18th birthday, I gave birth to my daughter, who was conceived due to rape. It was a very difficult situation, but the worst part was the fact that I had a lot of family from up north. It clashed with the family here in the South, and I was constantly being hammered to have an abortion, told that I was a victim, that the child would be born with this dark cloud over its head, and she would then become a victim and not a productive member of society because of this dark cloud that would continually follow her. And I decided that I needed to find a way to break free of being a victim and separate myself from that victim mentality. And I did that. I chose not to have the abortion. My daughter is a very productive member of society. She's a wonderful, wonderful mother, and all around just great person. The circumstances have not affected who she has become one bit. But that situation, I believe, is what tempted me to back up and research abortion and why it seemed to be so heavily pushed by the Democrats. It's hard for me to accept that a party that championed themselves as loving and accepting of all were also champions of murder, because that's what it is. So I continued to educate myself and decided that the Democratic Party was no place for me. Not, however,
I'm going to stop it right there because it goes beyond that, because now the Democrats and two Republican rhinos, Murkowski and Collins, blocked a Senate law they were trying to pass. Of course, Trump would have signed it, the Born Alive, one of the versions of the Born Alive law. So if an abortion, the child is born alive, that they would try to save the child. And that was blocked. Every single Democrat voted for it. Now, can you imagine having a living, breathing baby sitting there on a table, and you just, I don't know what they do to kill it, but they just kill it. I don't even think I want to know, and I don't think anybody wants to know. How can you block that bill? Now they're even calling the baby outside of the mother a fetus. So it's not a baby, it's a fetus when it's inside the mother. Now it's a fetus when it's outside. You see the shift? Outright murder, that's right. They're shifting it. So how is that the mother's health, the health of the mother? They don't talk about that. They have to make it an inanimate object by calling it a fetus and not a baby. Now remember, for years we were told that it's a fetus. So now they just because it's inside the mother. Now they've just transferred that to the outside. How disturbing is that? That was quite a shift from it's a fetus when it's inside to it's a fetus when it's outside now. It's breathing. It's a living being outside of the mother. Now it's a fetus again. Wow. And we don't believe in science. Okay. Yeah.
not, however, soon enough, because I did vote for Bill Clinton. And I even defended him during the little blue dress incident, convincing myself that it didn't matter because it was private. Yeah, that's a sticky situation. Anyway, abortion is what prompted me to look deeper into the Republican Party. And the deeper I dove, the more I realized that this party was not full of hate and racism. It was everything but that. Sure, you have your radicals, radical Christians, you have hate groups, you have the KKK, white supremacy, you name it, it's all out there, but it's not defined by Republican or Democratic. It's defined by hate. These people just hate anything that's different. I'm just not that way. I'm accepting. And to be a Democrat meant that I had to hate people that didn't agree with what my party stood for. So, again, I was confused on how this party was the party of love and acceptance and intolerant to everything other than what they believed in. I don't want to continue to drag this on and re-emphasize every single thing that I...
The difference is that's the far left. You can see it on Twitter, folks. When you're on Twitter and you post something about Donald Trump, you're immediately bashed and attacked. And it's usually not with facts. I mean, look at certain conservative or even Republican-leaning people can't speak on campus anymore without being physically attacked. That's the far left, and that's why the working class, everyday American Democrats are switching their votes. All the Republicans are called intolerant, unaccepting, but go out there and look. It's the opposite right now. We don't care what color you are, what your sexual orientation is. All we care about is you're an American. That stuff is secondary to you being an American first. That's why it's America first, Americans first. But the Democrats are the ones who have divided everybody into classes, and that's all they talk about. What class are you in? What's your orientation, sexual orientation? What's your color? It's gotten ridiculous. That's all we talk about, but aren't we all Americans? I mean, seriously, people are seeing it for what it is now. They're losing the working class vote of everyday Americans because it's gotten outrageous. You don't agree with us, you're a Nazi. You don't agree with us, you're a white supremacist. They're actually calling black Trump supporters white supremacists now, Uncle Toms, all kinds of foul names. That is the party of acceptance. I think people are starting to see that they use that for votes, not based on policy that will help Americans, but based on division. Look at Bernie Sanders talks about uniting the country. He's dividing the country every time he speaks, talking about they have something that you don't. I want to take it from them and give it to you. That's class warfare, isn't it? Putting illegals over American citizens that are sleeping on the street. Doesn't matter where you come from. If you cross the border illegally, you're here illegally.
I wrote in my written testimony, my main point was to let you know that the Republican Party is one of the most accepting group of individuals that I've ever been a part of in my entire life. I walked away a long time ago, and I encourage others who are viewing this testimony or by chance read my other testimony to give it a chance. If you're not ready to walk away, nobody's pressuring you here. Nobody's wanting to force you into their beliefs or their ideals or a certain mindset. But if you will look, if you will research, if you will educate yourselves, you will find that this is not the party that we are being portrayed as on these other media outlets. And Donald Trump, bless him. Yeah, he's not your typical political leader. He wasn't born and raised by the Kennedys and groomed from birth to be that president that was broke straight out of a political mold from day one, making sure that you have absolutely no skeletons in your closet or anything else for that matter, because you can't ever make the mistake of doing anything that can be dug up on you later and ruin your political career. He's just a man who made it and saw others taking it down. Not just for the big guy, but for the little guy and everybody in between. He has not had a perfect past. He has skeletons in his closet. But he was willing to be transparent and allow people to drag him and his family through the mud and reveal maybe some things he's not entirely proud of from his past, to do what was right, to make a difference, to make America great again, to put America first. By no means am I against anyone being able to experience the freedom and the love that America has to offer. But at the same time, I'm broken daily by the Americans that are going hungry and homeless and without medical care here, while to put on a show, in my opinion, you reach out to everyone else while your America falls to the wayside. I'm not the most political person in the world. I don't know all of the different parts of, politics and the houses of representatives and Congress and everything else like that. I'm just a normal person that can see clearly for once. And my prayer is that Trump can bring back our America to us before it's too late.
We'll post another one, but let's talk about Super Tuesday today. Obviously, California is today, March 3rd. So if you're out there, make sure your friends in California, especially Nancy Pelosi's district, are out there voting. I think there's two Republicans running against Nancy Pelosi. And I know California runs their elections a little different than everybody else. There's all kinds of runoffs and things like that. So I think Deanna Lorraine, I have seen her out on Twitter quite a bit. A lot of her videos, it seems like she's working really hard to get that vote. She's exposing a lot of the issues, the actual issues that are facing Californians, especially in that district, with the homeless, the needles, the garbage on the street. She's trying to expose that. She has been working hard. I have not honestly seen a lot from the other gentleman that is running on the Republican ticket. Maybe I saw something yesterday from him. Not sure who he is, because like I said, I've seen more of Deanna Lorraine than the other gentleman. So make sure you get your friends, retweet her videos, get them out there to vote if they're still in California. I know a lot of people have left, especially for Texas and Arizona. So, but if you're in California and you happen to catch this replay, make sure you get out there and vote, especially if you're in that district. Adam Schiff is also up for re-election. So is Maxine Waters. And I believe Eric Swalwell is also up for re-election. So make sure you get out there and vote in California today. Important day in California. And I know Texas is today as well. That's another big state. So make sure you get out and vote for the Republican candidates in the primaries that you feel will have the best shot at beating the Democrat in 2020 in November. So like we've said before, all the primaries are all over the place. We know there's some in August, September, which is awfully late in the year. We will have the new memes up and ready for you by the weekend. And in case you don't forget, we have about 200 memes out there right now, close to 200, in the @WinningTVR meme room on Twitter. I'll show that to you right now. So there's memes for candidates, Republican candidates, in congressional and Senate races in the war room. Please retweet those. I know a bunch of them have been retweeted. It looks like Twitter is kind of suppressing it a little bit because I retweeted a bunch yesterday and it's showing that they weren't retweeted. So make sure you get out there and retweet those, share those to everybody. Let's get them out there. There's also a war room on Telegram where you can share the memes, download them, and get those out. So you can join the Redwave Show on Telegram. The Redwave Show on Telegram. And Redwave Meme War Room is the other room on Telegram. We'll do another Walkaway video, and then we'll discuss a little bit on another state. We'll pick another state. I'm still on my own. Kimmy's still sleeping. She must have been up all night playing Rust. Let's grab another Walkaway video I had ready for you that I looked. Okay, I started a walk. Well, look at this. Why are they not playing? Okay, we'll try this one.
I want to share my Walkaway.
I was a Democrat. Then I saw the hate groups forming and the attacks against Trump supporters. And that's true. The media keeps trying to hide that. It is absolutely true. If you wear your MAGA hat out on the street, you may be beaten up, harassed, spit on, attacked. Happens every day. Media ignores it. I don't see Trump supporters in red MAGA hats putting ropes around people's necks and pouring bleach on them. Oops, Jussie Smollett.
Story with you guys in hopes that it might help somebody else walk away or help somebody else just feel like they've been validated, because that's what this movement has done for me. So growing up as a kid, my dad was the type of person who just didn't share their political views. Back then, nobody really talked about what they believed in or who they voted for. And when I turned 18, it was kind of a rite of passage. When I went to vote for the first time, my dad, outed that he was a conservative. And growing up, I always felt a sense of pride, especially with the Star Spangled Banner and the Pledge of Allegiance. They even played the Star Spangled Banner every morning in school, and we said the Pledge of Allegiance. And I remember having that sense of pride for being an American. And then 9/11 happened when I was a junior in high school, and I remember that feeling. And it was the first time that I really didn't feel safe in America. It was a scary day. It was a scary time. And, I remember those times. I remember, why that war started, and this war that's gone on for so long, it seems like it doesn't have an ending. So, I was a Democrat because I didn't really like my dad's values. I guess I was young, kind of rebellious. So of course, I didn't want to just go with what he said. So I became a Democrat. I thought it was the party of acceptance, and that's who I am as a person. I accept everyone as long as they don't do anything to me. I don't care about, the color of your skin or who you choose to worship and have faith in. And I don't.
Just a real quick one on 9/11. I was in Delaware, in Wilmington, near Philadelphia, and my neighbor, who was a Wilmington police officer, and his wife lost several family members in one of the towers that were police officers and in the fire department for New York City. I remember the weeks after that, you couldn't buy an American flag anywhere. There was a flag store the name of the town escapes me, but real close to Wilmington on a major highway. I drove by it, and there was a line of thousands of people trying to get into this little tiny flag shop to buy flags. They were everywhere in Wilmington. Everybody had a flag up. What happened? What happened since then? Since then, the divisive policies and divisiveness from the Democrat Party happened. Liberals with their woke program happened. Everybody fighting with each other. The name calling started. You're a Nazi. You're a racist. You're a bigot. You're a homophobe. You're a Islamophobe. You don't like Mexicans. You don't like brown people. That happened. Now, I'm sorry to say, it happened under Barack Obama. That is actually, if you look at the latest poll on racism, that's actually turned around since the Obama administration. I think people are starting to get it. But just think about that time in Delaware, in Wilmington, 9/11. Still kind of chokes me up thinking about how everybody was friendly to each other. Everybody proudly put their flag on their home. People were waiting in line patiently, not fighting, trying to get a flag. It was an amazing time. Now I look back, it was a sad time, but it was also a time when everybody came together, and then the divisiveness started. Yes, I believe that the Obamas and the Clintons and the Bushes all lied. They all lied to us. Look at them. They're all friends, all hanging out together now. It was all for show. Obama blaming Bush for everything. Bush acting like a dumbass just standing there with that dumb look on his face. And Bill Clinton. The whole mission was to bring America down to his knees. Bill Clinton with NAFTA. Look what happened to all of the factories in the United States after NAFTA. Barack Obama, George Bush, they kept it rolling, exporting job after job after job, spending us into oblivion. The debt increased dramatically. America is almost brought to its knees until Donald Trump came into office and brought about darn near close to 1 million manufacturing jobs back. But he's racist, bigoted, evil, bad orange man. Why? Because he's reversing everything those three families did. They don't want to see that happen. I remember about 15 years ago, 20 years ago, we were told, oh, we're a global economy now. Global economy, we can't even get our own medications made here in America anymore. The China coronavirus exposed it. Now they're blaming Trump for it, which I think most people are saying is absolutely ridiculous. The mainstream media is flat out lying because they are in league with the Bushes, Obamas, and Clintons. With the globalist terror. We gave up all our manufacturing, can't manufacture anything here now. Can't make our own medicines. Supply chains are strangled by the coronavirus because we don't build anything here any longer. Although that's starting to turn around. But, President Trump can't do it in 2 to 3 years. Decades of destruction are going to take longer than 2 to 3 years to repair. Hey, Rusty. Rusty says Obama is the great divider. He was, but it wasn't just Obama. It was Clinton. It was Bush. The three families. Now, the globalist plan has been going on longer than those three families, but they started to push it faster under these three families, especially under Obama. But now if we bring back manufacturing, we start bringing back manufacturing jobs they said would never come back here, that we had to rely on the rest of the world to get our things made because, we don't do that here anymore. Trump brings back almost 1 million manufacturing jobs. He's the bad guy. Why? Think about it. You got to think, why is he the bad guy? So America can be self-sustaining. We don't get half our lumber or even a quarter of our lumber from the USA. We get it from Canada and other countries. They've made it just impossible for America to sustain itself with its own natural resources, which we have an abundance of. Why should we rely on other countries for our car parts, our tractor parts, our medicine? For God's sakes, we have to rely on China for our medicine. That's because this ball started rolling with NAFTA, destroying U.S. industry under the guise of we're saving the planet. Although it all went to China. You can't walk out in the street without a dust mask on because it's so dirty in China. Is it really about saving the planet or bringing the U.S. down to a level where they are? They aren't as great, so we have to distribute. That socialist mindset's been going on for decades here. We have to distribute the U.S. manufacturing to other countries because it's unfair. We've heard Obama say that. He is the last one in the string that really pushed it hard to end U.S. manufacturing. That's what Obamacare was about, bringing the U.S. down another notch. If Obamacare was the end all to fix healthcare in America, why does it cost twice, 2, 3, 4 times as much? Why are more and more people upset? Well, roll tape. I'm going to do Chris Mack.
I don't care who you love. I love everyone the same. We're all Americans. We're all humans. And so I thought that's what the Democratic Party was about. So I voted for Obama the first term. I did not vote at all the second term for him. I didn't agree. He didn't bring the hope and change. I saw a lot of things that I didn't like, but it still didn't, kind of link that to the Democratic Party. I just thought, okay, well, hopefully in 2016, we'll have a better candidate. Well, we didn't. So I didn't vote in that election either because I was a Democrat and I really didn't know about Trump. I thought maybe, he was just playing a game or, whatever. I mean, the media coverage about him, I believed all of the stuff they were saying. So
97% negative coverage since he's been in office. And now the media has an approval rating less than that of Congress. If you can even picture that. I don't think they count that low.
So, after he was elected, though, I started to realize that, some of the things that they were saying just weren't true. And I started to really see the attacks, and not just the attacks on Trump, the attacks on people who supported Trump. And for me, I was like, hey, that's not the way that we're supposed to be thinking. That's not what we stand for. And why are we attacking these people, but they're not attacking us, not as much anyway, and they're not being violent, and there's not these hate groups forming of Trump supporters, right? And so I really started to listen to what Trump was actually saying, and I started to really start to agree with what he was saying. But I thought maybe I was a little crazy. I was really, really scared to debate anybody or talk about any of it until I saw Brandon's Walkaway video, and it touched me deep down in my soul because he really validated everything that I had been feeling. He validated that it's okay to walk away from something that you just don't believe in. And so after I saw his video, I was so excited. The first thing I did was call my dad and tell him, hey, I'm not a Democrat anymore. I'm going to register as, a conservative. And I was super excited, to kind of join this movement and start talking to people. But when I started talking to people, they started treating me horribly, calling me names, calling me a racist. I don't have a racist bone in my body. You know, it just all kinds of really vile things. And so this group, the people in this community, really, in the Walkaway campaign, they really made me feel validated, and I have never felt so much love and acceptance, and had good debates with people ever, before meeting people in this community, and it's been amazing. I've met some such good friends, and we are seeing the Democratic Party just go insane. Like, some of the things that they are saying and doing, it's just crazy. And they're acting like children. And I just think that we need better. We deserve better. And it really feels like the Democratic Party now is really just against America altogether and what we stand for. And I look back and I remember that pride, and I remember being proud. And I haven't felt that in a long time until I went to a Trump rally, and I actually got to meet Brandon there, and he is the most genuine person ever. He's just amazing. He's real. So when we were at the Trump rally, I felt that feeling of being patriotic again. I felt that feeling of being proud again to be an American. And that's something that I don't want to lose, and I don't want to let go. So that's my walkaway story. And my walk with story is, it doesn't matter who you are to this group of people that have decided to walk away. It doesn't matter. We all have different views, and we all have different opinions about things. And, you know, we all are different humans. We're different people with our own brains, and we can think for ourselves. And the one thing that I can say about this community and the people that I choose to walk with now is that even if we don't agree, we can agree to disagree, and we can have a good, you know, healthy debate, and we can move on. It's not the end of friendships or the end of, you know, the world if you don't agree with someone. So my walk with story is that anybody in here that's feeling, you're losing family members or you're losing friends, and you feel alone in this, just know that myself and a whole lot of other amazing people in this community are here for you, and we walk with you, and we'll continue to walk with you. But guys, we have to get out there and fight. Okay. Brandon cannot do this alone, and we have to make sure that Trump gets his second term, because y'all, if they get control and power now,
not only that, we got to win the House. There is no doubt about it. If you've been watching the Democrats, they are poised to impeach Trump yet again. And after November, it will be non-stop. Everything he says, does, will be under scrutiny and turned into an impeachment article, period. There is no doubt about it. We've got to we've said this so many times over the last few weeks. We've got to do a UK style wave here. Even if you like your Democrat congresswomen, congressmen, we won't fire you, Kimmy. Even if you like them, they did it in the UK. Said, I like my MP in the UK, but I fired him anyway. Because they weren't listening to the people. The Democrats are not listening to the people right now. The working class Democrats like Trump. He's bringing back their jobs. Telling coal miners and factory workers, you're going to be out of a job. Too bad, learn to code. I mean, seriously? You're seriously going to do that to people? We love you too, Kimmy. So, yes, we got to win the House. Make sure you spread those memes around. Let's finish up this video, and then we'll tell you about the other shows out there. And maybe we'll get Kimmy on as a surprise extra guest on Thursday. Okay, Kimmy?
We're going to be in a lot of trouble. So we all have to do our part. We have to make these testimonial videos. We have to go out there and talk to people. We have to really push this campaign, because without us, this campaign doesn't run, because he cannot do it all by himself. So that's my Walkaway story and my walk with story. And I love all of you guys. And I hope soon that all of us can feel that patriotic spirit again and be proud to say that we live in America.
Kimmy, if you want to be on Thursday with Sandra and I, you can join us. Well, there you go. We did 3 or 4 Walkaway videos today. Thank you for joining. That's all the time we have, because I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes promoting self-promotion and other shows like Kimmy Y Censored on Thursday night, Angst, and I can't remember the other part. She's on Thursday night, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. She might be on D-Live or Periscope, one or the other. Hi, Joan Marie. Welcome. We're almost at the end here, but don't forget Chris Mack, the Mac Files, the mega show where they really dig into the candidates in the primaries for the Republican race. That's 11 a.m. Fridays with Chris Mack and Karen. Russ, yes, never be afraid to walk away. You just have to be careful around your liberal friends. They may attack you, but that's okay. You got friends over here. Don't forget the Daily Boogie. He's on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Last night's show, if you didn't catch it. It was regarding surveillance and facial recognition. Got to pay attention to that stuff. He's the one that's been on top of that right away. That was an excellent show. That's 6 p.m. Eastern Time, the Daily Boogie. Don't forget Tav's show Sunday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't forget our shows. Promises Kept at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday. And then shortly after that, around 9-ish, is the Speakeasy Show, which has nothing to do with politics 90% of the time. It's just a bunch of people goofing around and having fun, but it is a good laugh, and it's an escape from the week of politics to let your mind relax. So come and check us out on Saturday nights. Exactly, Sean. If Trump was racist, then how are there black Trump supporters? Because they're called Uncle Toms, and all kinds of ridiculous foul names that I won't say here. Tonight is the 200th episode of the Daily Boogie. Oh, I didn't know that. I have to listen from work, so I can't catch everything Boogie says, but you have to check it out. It's the 200th episode of the Daily Boogie. It'll be on D-Live, Periscope, and I believe he's on YouTube as well. Yeah, Joe Marie likes the Speakeasy. Some weeks, Joe Marie probably runs out of the Speakeasy going, why am I watching this? Yes, don't forget Chris Mack 24/7, 7 days a week, restreaming over himself, running shows over the top of himself. That's Chris Mack. We love Chris Mack. Lots of good information from Chris Mack. And I may be forgetting somebody if I did. Oh, don't forget Iceman Rusty and his award-winning show Sound Test. Right, Russ? Rusty has some really good scopes. You have to check Rusty out. Well, folks, it's my lunch hour. I got 1 minute left. Don't forget to share those memes. Share those memes. The candidate memes, and get your friends out in California to vote today. Kimmy says Speakeasy is the most fun you'll have while wondering why are you still watching. Yeah, that's true. 100%. But it is fun. It lets your mind relax and get ready for the fight the next day. So, catch us on Thursday. Hopefully Kimmy joins us as a special guest on Thursday. Maybe we'll go over some of the Super Tuesday fun with the Democrat Party on Thursday. So if you'd like to join us on Thursday, Kimmy, we're on at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'll send you the link or the invite if you want to join us and talk about the Tuesday shenanigans that happened last night. We won't know most of everything until Wednesday because California's results won't be completed until, I don't know, probably next month. The way the Democrats run their primaries, we might not know who the winner was until next month. But we'll talk about it. Okay, folks, my lunch hour's over. We'll catch you on Thursday, and it looks like Kimmy's going to join us, so you better join us and spread the word. Thank you for watching. Catch the replay, share it out, share those memes from the Meme War Room at WinningTVR on Twitter. Get them out there. Share them. We got to win the house. Thank you all for coming. And if I can find the close, we'll close it out. There it is. Yes, Russ, until the Democrats learn to count.
Bing war.
It's all right, Kimmy. We'll see you on Thursday. Kimmy rickrolled me today. We're going to save the chest in D-Live till next Thursday. Let those nice slippery lemons build up.